everyone, it's Miss Jones and welcome to our art lesson. Last week we talked about the three primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. This lesson we're going to focus on another group called secondary colors. We're also going to talk about the relationship between primary and secondary colors, as well as possible color harmonies. Now, if we look at the color wheel, one secondary color falls between our three primaries. This is because when we mix two primaries together, they create the secondary in the middle. So if we mix the primaries red and yellow, we get the secondary orange. If we mix the primary yellow and blue, we get the secondary green. If we mix blue and red, we get the secondary purple. So our secondaries are orange, green, and purple. For today's project, we're going to pair up our primaries and secondary colors to create a color harmony called complementary colors. This means that these pair of colors look enhanced when placed next to each other. So what you're going to need today is a piece of paper, a pencil for sketching. You're also going to need a black marker so you can outline your drawing, make it really stand out and pop. And then you're going to need something to color with. So we are using all the colors today, so you can use either markers, colored pencils, or crayons. I'm going to use crayons today. I really like how you can kind of change the saturation with your hand. So I'm going to use crayons today. So make sure you have all your colors. So let's make sure we have our primaries, which are red, yellow, and blue. And then our secondaries, which are orange, green, and violet here, purple. So it looks like we have all our colors. Make sure you have all those. This is everything you're going to need today. So for our project today, we're going to be creating what I call a complementary kitty. So we talked about the color harmonies of complementary colors, which is when a primary and a secondary are paired up because they look really nice together. So there's actually a way you can use the color wheel to find out which colors are complementary, because they're not just made up, there is a kind of system for them. So if we look at our color wheel, our complementary colors are the colors across the color wheel from each other. So one is a primary and one is a secondary, but if you drew a straight line from one to the other, it would go right through down the center of the color wheel. So our complementary color pairs are red and green. Those two are complementary. Blue and orange are complementary colors. And yellow and purple are complementary colors. So these are our three pairs of complements: red and green, orange and blue, and yellow and purple. So we're going to make our complementary kitty today, and parts of our kitty are going to have complements in them. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you what we mean. So put your crayons off to the side there, and we're going to start by drawing our picture. We need to draw our picture before we start to color. So I'm going to walk you through how to draw a cute kitty. And like I said, you can draw something else, but I'm going to be doing a cat. So let's go ahead and start with a circle for the head. So I want to leave enough room for my ears, but I want to do kind of like a big circle. So we're going to have our piece of paper long ways. We want it to be kind of tall here. So I'm going to create kind of a rough circle here for my cat head. I kind of did a few little circles. I'll go over it in pen. But once we have our head here, we're going to have kind of another circle almost down below it. So it's going to be about the same size, and that's kind of going to be where our belly is. So we're going to use this circle kind of as a guide for how big the belly is. So here's our cat head. Here's kind of the belly, and we're going to draw a neck that's going to kind of come down And as we reach the circle, it's gonna kind of fan out and get a little bit bigger. And we're gonna go around that circle. Here, and then kind of come back up to finish out our neck here. So it kind of looks like he's got a little tummy right now. I'm actually gonna erase this part because I don't need it. That circle is kind of just a guide for me to kind of make my round belly there. So we kind of have this shape for our kitty. So I'm gonna start adding some of my details like my ears. They're kind of pointy. Cats have kind of pointy ears. And then I'm going to make a tail. So over here, I'm going to make my tail kind of curly like this. Your cat can have a fluffy tail if you'd like. And then maybe I'll make like a collar. And then I need some legs or some feet. So we're gonna draw kind of 2 legs out in front. I'm gonna draw kind of one like this, and then a second long. So we're gonna draw 4 lines that are gonna go down kind of the front. And at the end here, when we reach kind of the bottom of their body, we're gonna draw maybe like 3 little paws, fingers for their paws. Kind of like that. And now we get to add our face to our kitty. So I'm gonna do kind of like a little triangle nose here. And kind of a big kitty smile. And they have some whiskers. And then we want to draw some eyes. So I'm going to put some little bit here in the ears. And then I'm going to draw some eyes. So cats have kind of these big kind of almond shaped eyes. So they're kind of like, so you can kind of do like a circle in the middle. They kind of pointed at the end. And there we go, there's my kitty. So I did my drawing and now I'm gonna go over it with pen just because I like to do kind of sketchy sketches. If you don't wanna go over it in pen, you don't have to, but it kind of makes mine look a little bit cleaner. And then I'll erase my pencil marks so that it will be kind of a nice bold outline. After you finish outlining your kitty, we're going to divide our kitty into 3 sections. So remember that there are 3 pairs of complements here on our color wheel. So we want to make a section for each complement. So you can use your pencil, I would recommend it. You can divide your kitty and your picture into however you'd like. You can do a wavy line, squiggly line, straight lines. You can do it up and down or across, diagonal, but you should only have 3 sections. So try and make your sections about the same size. I'm gonna kind of do it like this maybe and see how that works. Maybe this section was a little bit small, so I might try again, kind of like that. And that looks pretty good. So I kind of divided mine. You might be able to see it a little bit. But each of these sections is going to have a complement in them. So I'm gonna start at the top and I'm gonna start with red and green here. So I'm going to only color this section up here, this first section, with red and green. So here, let me kind of draw my line maybe a little bit darker so you can see it. I don't want to make it too dark, but this whole top section here is only going to be red and green. So let's see, I think I'm going to do, I'll do it. My background. I'm going to start with my background here, and I'm going to use my red crayon to create my background, because we want to fill up our entire page. We don't want to leave any white space. So I'm gonna color my background all red. And if you want, you can kind of make your line here. That might help me kind of know where I need to stop. But I'm gonna do my background kind of light because I want my kitty to really pop out. But there, so I kind of have my background like that. Now I'm gonna start on my kitty and I'm gonna start kind of adding in my colors here. So I want to make it complement, so only green and red is gonna be in this one section. So I'm gonna use only these two colors. So I like to use the crayons because I can use kind of some pressure to kind of create maybe a darker green, a lighter green. Maybe I'll do like my red in here. My red and green section, so I kind of did like my background kind of lighter red and then added my red and green to kind of that part. And now I'm going to move on to my second part, and you don't have to do it in this order if you don't want. You can always do it in a different order, that's fine with me. But now I'm going to move on to blue and orange. But remember, these are the complements, and these have to be the ones that are paired together. So let's do orange and blue. Now I think I might do my orange or my blue kind of as my background. Just because red and orange are kind of close to each other, so I'm gonna do blue. Maybe I'll do all my primaries on my background. And you can even do, like, since I'm doing this so light, I could always do my cat also the primary colors if I really wanted to. It's kind of up to you how you want to make it happen. So I finished my second section of blue and orange. So now I'm going to move on to my third and final, which is yellow and violet. Alrighty, so I finished my complimentary kitty, let's call him, and looks really awesome. We practiced using our 3 different types of complementary colors with our primaries and secondary pairs, so red and green, orange and blue, and purple and yellow. Those are our 3 complements. We have 3 primaries, 3 secondaries. They look really awesome together. You can kind of cover up and see, look at one part of your picture and kind of see how those 2 colors kind of make the other color kind of pop a little bit, and they always look pretty good together. So thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed this activity, and I'm sure your picture came out really cool. I'll be really excited to see them. So thank you everyone. I hope you have a great week. Bye.